Welcome back, everyone. I've just done a new stream because I wasn't sure what was going on with the fact I had no microphone to speak of. So we're getting a little bit odd on the sound still. Oh, yeah, we are back with sound. We're good now. I don't know what was going on with the former stream. Really sorry about that. Big Weir has now moved up into 5th place. I'm sorry you missed the start of that, guys. But it will still be an action-packed and start to this race as we get on to lap 2. Iggy Combo is making up a good amount of places. He goes down the inside on Trunders. Bit of wheel banging between the two of them there. The Alfa Romeo is going to be on the outside now for turn 2 as they negotiate that corner. As they come around now, Iggy looks like the three of them are jostling for position there. Bugs Bunny is up into 4th. And Big Weir is going to want Bugs Bunny to get out of the way, as that is his mate. I don't think Bugs Bunny is in the championship fight anymore, as you see Trunders and Iggy Combo go toe to toe there. Neuro has made up a huge amount of places. Stinos is into the pits. Apex Finley is down. Trunders is out of the Grand Prix as Cairo is rounded into the wall as well. And Cairo has most certainly not been having a good start to his LFR career here. It looks like he's been involved in 2 incidents so far. We've got a virtual safety car, and I'm suspecting that will turn to a full course potentially. So we're still on VSE. Welcome everyone. Sorry, I've had a problem with the stream. Anytime I go on pause, I need to actually stop doing it now because it just ruins the stream. For some reason, the sound just goes and doesn't come back. As we're back underway again on lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled. The Aston Martins are running 4th and 5th. Tay Pastor is in his old familiar up on that podium. And Vedran is certainly doing the best he can to bring back the fight in the championship. Got Veloce into the pits. We've got side by side between the Haas and the Alfa Romeo. As they power out of turn 2 now is still side by side for the two of them here. Crossfires is going to have the inside for turn 5 at the hairpin. As they negotiate that now, he does have the inside and he is just going to run him out of road there on the outside. Nice defence there from Crossfire Strikes. As Veloce moves down the order now. As the top 3 are very, very close together. As we see Neuro potentially is around there. He is, and he's just coming back onto the track. There was quite a lot of carnage at the start of the Grand Prix. It's really, really sorry that you missed some of that action there. As Big Weir is not too far behind his teammate. He's going to want him to try and get a bit of a wriggle on. I think he has got the medium tyres. He should be making a bit of a closing a bit of that gap to his teammate. He's in the DRS window now. He needs to catch up with that front 3. Vedran is doing really well at the moment. Mr. BT looks to the outside as we go down the start finish, takes the fastest lap to boot as well as we come around turn 1. Mr. BT is on the outside of Tay Pastor. These 3 drivers, top 5 of these drivers, are all going to be in Monday next season. As Mr. BT is still fighting for position with Tay Pastor. Super close racing going on there. As we see Dr. Wolfgang and Crossfire Strikes going around turn 2 and through the kink of turn 3. And sorry, don't actually turn 5 before. It's a hairpin of turn 4. As Dr. Wolfgang pretty much gets pushed off the track there. I know he's not going to be too happy about that one. Big Weir is now up into 4th. I'm sure Bugs Bunny just let his teammate through. He has got a bit of a deficit though. 2.5 seconds to Tay Pasta ahead. This is perfect for him though. He's at the moment getting himself 12 points out of 13 points in this race, and he will close up that deficit on Apex Finlay. So Bugs Bunny didn't get the DRS there. 1/10 separate the top two as they go side by side into the hairpin. At the end of the back straight, still side by side. With a bit of wheel banging between the two of them. Mr. BT, the reserve tonight, moves up into first. McLaren is first and last. The two most prominent positions on the racetrack at the moment. McLaren's going to try and take back that most prominent of positions, and he does into turn one. As this turn one is never ending here at China. It's a front left tyre killer, and Big Ray is going to want these fights to carry on, see if he can catch up the Monkey Mafia. Has done another hit on his next victim there, which was Iggy Combo, and moved up another position there. There's a side by side between Crossfires and Dr. Wolfang at turn 4. Switcheroo for Dr. Wolfang there. They're still going to go side by side, potentially. Yellow flag there for a Ferrari? I think so. Top three within a second and a bit of each other. As a big is going to really need to try and get a move on to catch up to this front three. They are all going to be fighting now. He does need to try and pick up the pace just a little bit. I'm not sure if Tay's going to get DRS. He does. So we'll close up that gap. Bugs Bunny is still in a very strong position as well on those hard tyres. And hopefully he's going to be able to claw back some of that time within a few laps. And Big Weir said earlier on, like lap 7 or 8, his tyres are on 20 odd percent, I think he said, in practice. So he's definitely struggling with the tyre wear, and he's going to have to manage as Mr. BT is managing to get past Vedran into turn 1. And Tay has made a mistake. Big Weir is now up to third. He's now got himself 15 points in the bag, 16 with Apex not scoring any points at the moment. He did say he didn't like China, and Imola is next week on the calendar, and he says he doesn't like that one either. That one is notoriously bad for overtaking. His Cairo is into the pits, and Laguna moves up. Stenos is going to start moving up positions, but this is not a place he's used to being. So the front two are still jostling for position. Big Rear has got a lot of time to make up, and now got Tay Pasta for company. Hopefully Bugs Bunny can help his teammate a little bit. As we come into the banking onto the back straight. Just under a second separates third and fourth. Just under a second separates second and first. And that gap isn't closing up very much indeed. Crossfires is starting to claw back some time, trying to get into this fight for third place. There's 4 drivers for it now, 5 drivers. And so Dr. Wolfgang is getting ever closer as well in that Alpha Tauri. But he's on the soft tyres, and those softs are certainly going to run out soon, and they have done already as he's into the pit lane on lap 5. As the Monkey Mafia staying out. He moves up to 6th place. Where's this going to drop Dr. Wolfgang to? I think between Euro and Warren is my guess. It might be quite close with Warren, maybe. As Warren now comes around to the final corner. We'll see how close this is. It is going to be close between these two. As there is Dr. Wolfgang, these two friends and countrymen are side by side through turn 1. And that is not what Dr. Wolfgang needed there. He's now dropped down to 12th place, which surely will make quick work of an overtake on Warren. As Tay's very, very close. These 4 drivers are all very close together now, and there will be a DRS train occurring now. Mr. BT is just starting to stretch his legs a little bit. The yellow flag in the middle sector there. It's an Alpha Tauri. It looks like it's Dr. Wolfgang that spun. That is not what he needed out of the pit lane. H. Bosworth is coming up on him thick and fast and probably going to lose another position if he's not careful. He's taking defensive line, but he's going to get an awful exit out of here as Iggy moves up into 7th. He's having a really, really good race at the moment. Get back to this battle for 3rd place. This is crucial points for Big Weir in the championship. Can't afford to lose any of these positions. He might lose it now as Tay Pasta looks to the inside. Yellow flags again, and that is Cairo Racing. So we're struggling in this first race in LFR. Is Bugs is really trying to help his teammate out here as well. Big Weir's probably crying out for Bugs to get past. Oh, and Bugs Bunny makes an error there and gets himself a penalty, which was a bit harsh. He does lose a position. He keeps it straight there. He's got a bit of heat in those tyres by the looks of things, for how much he was kicking at the rear end of that Aston Martin. Now he's dropped positions and left Big Weir a little bit vulnerable as we come around the banking. I think the pressure is certainly on Big Weir's shoulders now to get some good points. He's got another championship rival just ahead of him of Vedran, as Tay is right underneath that rear wing, and he's going to make short work of Big Weir as we come down to the hairpin. Big Weir to try and put him off. He potentially has done a little bit, but he put himself off in the process as well. Tay's going to get a horrible exit there. Crossfires is going to get involved. I think Bugs Bunny is going to get back in with this little group of cars fighting for that 3rd place. The top 2 are still very, very close together on lap 9 of 28. You're watching Limitless Formula Racing's Monday Night Racing here on LGE, Limitless Gaming Esports. We'll have more than just LFR on the channel at some point. Go back to doing our Pro Clubs, which we haven't done for a little while, but we have got 19 drivers still in this race. Trunders was out in the first couple of laps, and so that Tay Pasta is fighting solo tonight for the Alpines. And thank you everyone. I did say it before actually when the mic was on mute. Thank you. We have got now to the 150 subscribers. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Channel's about 9 months old. It's a steady stream, but thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button. And now let's go above the 150 and see how far we can get for the rest of the season. See how far Monkey Mafia can get up to in this Chinese Grand Prix. It goes side by side with Dazzy, as they're still side by side out of the turn 4 hairpin. Still side by side through the S's. This could end pretty badly. There's a bit of contact between the two of them here. They're still side by side. The Williams and Veloce, he's got a good view behind and now getting involved in this party as well as he goes round the outside of the Monkey Mafia, and he just kept his foot in it a little too long. He needs to be careful with drivers rejoining the circuit. The two debutantes are at the back, and maybe a little shock to the system here. Maybe they weren't thinking that we were going to be as quick as we were, potentially. Big Weir has lost 2 places now. We were watching the fight towards the back. He's now only got 11 points to his name for the race. Amiaguna and Apex, 2 championship protagonists, are wheel to wheel, and this is not what Apex Finley needed, especially a quality driver like Amiaguna, who was leading the championship at the start. Can he claw it back in these last few races? His form was magnificent at the start, and obviously it was just a lot of tracks that he dearly likes, as there's no move for Apex into turn 1, as you see that nice camera shot on the curve at the apex of turn 1. Big Weir is just dropping off this pack a little bit. The front 2 are still quite close together. Had that VSC a few laps ago. No safety car as of yet. As you see, Big Weir gaining and gaining again on crossfire strikes. Goes for maybe a potential dive there, but he backs out of it. And good race craft there from Big Weir. He was just trying to cut off crossfire strikes, but no phasing the man there as he runs on to the Aramco sponsorship there on the outside of the final corner. That should be a warning there for track limits. As Tay and crossfire strikes are fighting for position, Big Weir gets a bit of contact there from Tay Pastor. He's really struggling through turn one, Tay Pastor. As the front two have certainly pulled away, almost like Verstappen Hamilton-esque there, with especially from Qatar yesterday night, which was a slightly better race than I thought it was going to be. Still not the greatest. This might be a great overtake though from Tay Pastor. No, crossfire strikes holds on to third place, and this Monday night is certainly getting ever better with the racecraft towards the front. It's an absolute pleasure to commentate on these drivers on a Monday night. I really do look forward to it throughout my Monday. It's Monday, an okay day of the week. I'm still not going to say it's a good day of the week because it's Monday and it's a rubbish day. But hopefully we can see a great overtake, not a rubbish one or anything like that, as we see a yellow flag there. And that looks like Apex Finley has had a spin and is down in 17th place. Championship leader is having a stinker of a race. As we go back to the front, Tay Pastor is still trying to hold on to that position. Big Weir is now caught up to this group. He can still get himself a lot of points. Tay Pastor is into the pits. Crossfire strikes is into the wall and out, and Tay Pastor is out. Safety car deployed. That was interesting. So I think Tay, I'm not sure what happened to Tay there. I'm guessing everyone is going to come in. Amy was a bit close for comfort there. I'm not too sure what happens to Tay. So he only moves into the pit lane. We have seen that before in China. No, I don't think so. Apex, though, this is a saving grace for him. He stays out and takes that track position, moves himself up into 7th. Right, I'm assuming Big Weir is going to pit. I don't think people like Apex are actually going to... Apex isn't going to overtake someone like Big Weir. I'm surprised he hasn't pit, to be brutally honest with you. He did want the track position, but it is still a slight surprise. It's going to be a double stack for the Aston Martins, and Bugs Bunny knows it, so he's just... I don't think he's going to lose position, though. He's going to have to time this to absolute perfection, as Big Weir is coming around the final corner. Mr. BC and Vedran are both into the pit lane. Can't be getting yourself a time penalty. That would really be silly. And Big Weir gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings there. I'm not sure how he got that. Without trying to appeal that, he gets himself another warning. He's not able to. As Big Weir now comes into the pits, he is going onto the hards as Bugs Bunny is now into the pit lane. Slower stop, but didn't get held up too much. I think it's going to be close between him and Iggy. He's going to be close. But I think, yeah, so lost nothing did Bugs Bunny, so that was very good for the two Aston Martins. Good points for the both of them as Apex does now dive into the pits. That was a very, very strange call. It's going to drop him right to the back of the field. He's got all the work to do. Where is this going to drop him now? He goes on to the hards. I really think he might actually come out the back. I think he's going to come out just ahead of Cairo, just all side by side there between H. Bosworth and Apex. Who's got position? Though, that's the question. They're trying to fight it out. Not too sure who's got it. I think H. Bosworth's going to take it. So I'm just waiting for the field to catch up to that safety car. It is the Mercedes safety car for this race. I was just wondering what it would be. I think it would just be the standard Mercedes. I thought it would. It's looking good though for the Aston Martin team in the constructors. It's very, very close in the constructors standing. So this is a very strong performance from Aston Martin as it stands. How good a restart is Mr. BT going to get here? We're going to have one more lap of this safety car as we just watch this secure cars that hadn't caught up just yet from Amit Aguna, who's now in the points. Stenos has got himself a chance to get himself back up into this back up into the race. So we're going to be at half distance when we restart this Grand Prix. So you should see the safety cars come in this lap as everyone has caught up. We've lost 3 drivers in this race. We've got 17 remaining in this race. So Wolfgang got himself a penalty there. And Wolfgang really is having a little bit of a shocker today, I must admit. I don't think you would mind me too much saying that. It's not been fantastic. There is a bit of a concertina effect, as we see, safety car in this lap, and this ends nice and early on the Shanghai circuit, the Chinese Grand Prix. As Mr. BT now is just going to dictate the pace, I think, and let that safety car pull away. You have to go quite slow. We've got Nero, who's down here, and got to be careful when he comes back on track, as it's Red Bulls right at the back of the field. So we give people like Apex, he has moved up a position. We'll see where Mr. BT goes. He's clear to go now. He's into the pit lane. Is the safety car. I'm sure he's going to power out the final corner. He hasn't got a deficit here. He now powers away. Big Rear had lost a bit of a margin there. As we are away, the top 2 are very, very close together. As Dr. Wolfgang is in the pits. And the tyres from the race. We're now down to 16 drivers. Big Weir is somehow letting Bugs Bunny through. I'm not sure if that's tactical actually, just so you can try and as you see the newbies fighting at the back of the field here as Cairo loses out on a position there as Dr. Wolfgang leaves the session. That might have been a good call from Aston Martin there, as Bugs Bunny is going to try and hunt down the top two. And I'm guessing H. Bosworth has been spun around there, either of his own accord or by someone else, or whichever, but that's not great for him, as he's now down in last place. A lot of fighting going on here in the midfield. The Mercedes are going side by side through the final corner. Phoenix, Warren had to go off the track there, gets 3-second time penalty. And Veloce and Phoenix, a little bit of contact there between into turn one. We've got a yellow flag of Phoenix has been spun around. Got to be careful of that. Red Bull dropped down to 14th place. H. Bosworth is just coming through turn one now. And Bugs Bunny is very close to the top two. It was probably a very good idea there from Big Weir. Hopefully he can get involved in the fight and let Big Weir catch up a little bit. It's really good teamwork from the Aston Martin drivers tonight, I must admit. He's really trying to help him with his championship fight. It's important to beat Vedran as well, as Warren and Veloce have a bit of contact there through the double left-hander in the middle sector. As we now see, Stinos going for an opportunistic move here into the left-hander before the banking. Gets that move done, moves himself up into 8th place. Apex is now into the points, got himself 1 point. As we see Veloce go around the outside of Iggy Combo. Apex is overtaking Warren as well. Iggy's coming back side by side for these two into the hairpin. So Vedran takes the fastest lap. All these points are so crucial. If Vedran wins this now in this current state, if he does get up into first, he gets 36 points in this race. Sorry if I'm still sounding a little bunged up. I'm just getting right to the end of this virus that I've had. I said it was a cold. I don't think it has been. It's been going on for quite a long time now. I am rather sick of it, but I am not sick of this racing from these drivers in Monday night. It has certainly been quite a spectacle. As we see a driver, it looks like he was round there, but Iggy Combo being overtaken by Stinos is being quite aggressive in his pursuit of some more points. Bugs Bunny gets himself back into that DRS window, as you can see there, running down this short back straight. Big Weir just in the background. Mr. BT though having some really good pace on those hard tyres. Get the DRS as well, so he will close up that gap. Is he going to close it up enough, is the question. Big Weir just needs to be patient now and just wait and bide his time. He could get himself comfortably in second place, which would be really good for him, as Iggy and Apex are fighting for position championship leader. Can't afford an incident here, as he almost loses it out of the final corner there. Just I said that. Almost a commentary curse for you, my friend. So Bugs is just struggling to keep with the front two, but they are very close together, and it might give him a better opportunity to close that gap ever slightly. Apex and Iggy are still fighting for position there, as Apex now goes round the outside into turn 4 hairpins. We're coming into turn 5 and 6. Good move there from Apex. Crucial move, in fact, as he moves him up into 8th place. 5/10 separate the top two. As I said, Bugs is just out of range at the moment. Big Weir is just looking after his tyres potentially a little bit for the end. Seeing what he can do towards the end. This is what he wants though, is these two in the front to fight, to give Bugs Bunny a chance to get in be in the window of fighting for position. Vedran takes the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix on lap 18, so we're about to come on to lap 19. Iggy moves down a place there into 10th and moves himself back up into 9th. There's a jostle for position at the hairpin. Vedran takes another fastest lap, goes even faster than before. Close fight for 5th as well. These are crucial points for some of these drivers, I must admit. Apex really needs to start closing up that gap though, because it is he's making it a bit harder on himself in the championship. He was comfortable, and these last 2 races, I think the pressure's just starting to get to him on a Monday night. He did quite well last night, but in Monday, being the championship leader, can put a bit more of that pressure onto your shoulders, weigh you down just a little bit. Too much for his liking at the moment. Bigway is trying to thrive on that pressure, as well as Vedran, who is taking absolute maximum points, the most amount of points you can ever take in an LFR race, night race, Monday night race, any day race, for 36 points and 10 points for the sprint, qualifying pole position, the 25 for the win, and the 1 for the fastest lap in the race, in the Grand Prix. No fastest lap in the formation, in the sprint race. As you see Mr. BC really try and close up that gap, but lose it a little bit on the exit. As Big Rear has now got Amir Guna on his tail, so another championship protagonist, really the last man that can now win the title. Isn't into the 100 points yet, but can, I think, get himself into that margin very soon. But he's got a lot of quick drivers behind him now, as Big Rear, so the pressure is on for him on lap 20 of 28. And you're watching the Chinese Grand Prix for the Monday night racing here for Limitless Formula Racing. We're watching Big Rear on board at the moment through turn 4 in the Aston Martin, with that Haas, Williams and McLaren close on his tail, with Apex just in the background. Just in the foreground there is his teammate Bugs Bunny, who has gained some time, but the hard should come back towards the end of this race. It looks like it's a 2-horse race for the win at the moment, unless something dramatic changes, like a VSC or a safety car, where you might see some pit stops. You certainly will see some pit stops. And then if a safety car comes out, you'll see all the drivers essentially go onto the softs. If that happens in a lap or two's time, Big Rear is going to have to defend. His teammate is ahead of him, doesn't get any DRS. He is going to have to defend now, as he looks to the outside, as well as Veloce Ayub. He's going to try and gain a place as well. Side by side they go, as no contact there. A little contact there between the two of them. Big Rear now moves down into 5th. Amaguna moves himself up. This is going to start getting a bit tasty. Full position now is there's 5 drivers for 1 position. This is so close together. This is amazing racing. As you see Stinos around the outside at turn 2, trying to get the move done on the Williams. A bit of wheel contact between the two of them, a bit of a squeeze going on from the Williams. The McLaren looks to the inside, there's contact between the two of them, and they come out unscathed, thankfully. And Stinos and Veloce elbows out. Aggressive racing going on between the two of them. Veloce does need to keep his cool though, being a reserve driver. Looks to the inside though at the right hander. They're still side by side, as there is going to be a squeeze there, and Stinos, as they still just come out unscathed there. Big Rear needs to stay away from these drivers who are having a lot of close action, and maybe a little bit too close for comfort, as they all come out round the banking now and onto the back straight. Bugs Bunny is trying to break the toe a little bit, so Stinos might go for an overtake here. They've all got to be careful though, because they're all going to try and go for moves. Stinos looks to the outside, gets later on the brakes, have that clean air on the outside. Big Weir is still going to try and hold on to position here as they power out of the hairpin. Side by side, he's going to lose the position, is he? No, he comes back onto the circuit. Does he have to give the place up? I don't think so. If they go side by side through turn one, Big Weir can't afford to be spinning out in this race, so he does need to be a bit conservative here as he's gaining some good points. He's just losing position, he's just going down the order. The medium tyre is still working really well as it stands. Big Weir was comfortably in third, gave the position to Bugs Bunny. He's still holding on to that position, but it's all to play for still for that third place, as it's a very close battle on track as it stands. 5/10 separate the top two now. It's certainly hotting up towards the end of this Chinese Grand Prix as Veloce Ayu gets a little out of shape. Apex now is almost on the back of this pack as well. On those hard tyres, they're going to start coming into their own, as well as a Big Weir, of course, and Ami Aguna, who's already made up some places and is looking rather strong. A few of these drivers have got time penalties. But let's see what Veloce can do. He's got a lot of battery to play with as well. He's going to have to go to the outside. He brakes later as Big Weir looks to the inside. I think Veloce braked just a little too late as we had a yellow flag there. As the front two are in a world of their own now, 9 seconds ahead of Bugs Bunny in third. Warren is into the pits, gets it slowed down before the line. We have got this very close battle still for third place on lap 23 of 28. This Grand Prix is certainly flown by. So who's going to grab that third place? Big Weir is getting himself back into DRS range. He's got some of those medium drivers ahead of him, which he may be able to gain some places. Surely the hards are going to be the better tyre now, or very close to being. He might have just kept himself in that DRS window. These drivers behind, he does. These drivers, ahead, are all weaving around on the straight. Ami Aguna looks to the outside of Bugs Bunny. Is he going to get that move done? Doesn't look like it. Just pushes him wide there. Little kick of the old oversteer there for Bugs Bunny as well. Big Weir is trying to defend from Veloce Ayu. He's through towards the front. The gloves are going to certainly come off very soon as Veloce now moves through on Big Weir. As Stinos is round there and doesn't want to collect anyone else, and Apex is now going to gain another position. He almost took out Apex in the process there. That was certainly bum clenching. There's no other words for it. That was a bum clenching for Apex there. As Big Weir is now in sixth. He started sixth, got that point. He's going to get 8 points if he stays where he is. We're going to have a look at the penalty situation. All of these drivers have got 3 seconds, and Apex is going to move up on Big Weir as it stands. As Veloce is off the track, 3 second time penalty, 6 seconds for him now. Big Weir moves himself up, isn't going to be in DRS range though of Ami Aguna. As 11 positions gained by Ami Aguna. Great result from him at the moment, and Nero. And we'll see if he can get himself onto the podium now. He's certainly going to have to look to the outside. It's making him go the long way round. No move there for Ami Aguna as Big Weir is close behind needs to try and stay out of that 3-second window from Apex. Does not want to lose points to Apex in this race to keep his championship hopes firmly alive. Vedran, though, outstanding race so far. No points, no penalties to his name, as well as Mr. BT. We'll get back to the front for a couple of laps, as it is really starting to hot up between these two. I've been watching the battle for third for quite a while. Vedran is comfortable. Warren has just stole that fastest lap off Vedran, so he may not get maximum points. But he may be able to pull one out of the bag as he makes a mistake there through the double left-hander, and that is going to give Mr. BT an opportunity to pounce on that mistake. As we come into the left and right hand corner of the banking onto the back straight, pushing that Williams out of the final corner. Surely there's going to be a position change. There's only a 10.5 between the two of them. Easy does it for Mr. BT there. But I'm sure that fight is most definitely not over just yet, nor is this fight for third or fifth. So he's going to have DRS now as we get ever closer to the hairpin, and Veloce is going through as well. Bugs Bunny defends that position. Big Rear will have DRS back again. He's only 2.3 seconds behind. Stinos, though, is right behind Apex. Apex does not want to get involved in the fight with Stinos. He wants to try and keep within that 3-second gap of Big Rear. We're on lap 26 of 28 now. 3 laps to go in this Chinese Grand Prix. Instead of a few seconds ago, as flown by. Vedran is still going to try and take the place back. It's going to get very interesting between these two, especially with the tyre difference now. You would certainly think, we'll go back to the times, can't exactly remember who's on what. You would think Big Weir should try and, but maybe the mediums is still just hanging on in there. I think looking good. As I said, we've got a yellow flag. Looks like that was Phoenix. Has come back for his first race and is struggling a little bit in this race. 5 tenths separate the top two. We'll go back to them. As you can see, Vedran coming out of the banking. Certainly going to see potentially a move for the lead. Or is Vedran just going to wait and charge that battery up as much as he can go? No, he's going to go for it. He didn't even use overtake on that straight as they go side by side. No contact between the two of them. They're still side by side. They're going to come into the final corner. The inside line for Mr. BT gets the move done. Keeps that first place. And not for long though. Vedran now goes through into first place as we go on to lap 27 of 28. We're on the penultimate now as we see Mr. Bugs Bunny and Amir Guna fighting for position there. As Veloce now comes through as well and moves himself up into third place. It is all kicking off. We've got Apex not far behind. What is Big Weir going to do now? We've got a lap and just under 2 laps to go. What's he going to do? He really needs that third place. Really needs it. He will move up a position with Veloce having that 6 seconds worth of pens. But Bugs Bunny's got to let him past for the extra points, surely. And just try and get him clear of Apex behind, because he's now only 1.9, 1.8 seconds. This is not gone well at all. Unless Apex gets a penalty in the last lap and a half, he's going to lose position to Apex, who had a real stinker of a race as Bugs Bunny now goes through on Amir Guna. These three really jostling hard for position. There's Apex just in the background. So take the run out the final corner, the banking, sorry, onto the back straight. And weaving a plenty there for Bugs Bunny. And it looks like Amir Guna is going to go on the inside of Bugs Bunny, and Big Ray is going to try and go around the outside at the hairpin. Stinos and Apex in the background there, fighting for position as well. It's all kicking off with a lap and a bit to go. Bugs Bunny is off the track. Is he going to hold on to position to Apex? He does. Just, and not anymore. And now, he's most certainly, this is so close and Apex does not want to crash out into the final lap. We go now. Vedran is 5/10 behind. Got another yellow flag. It's not one of these drivers who are very close together. Look how close it is between these drivers towards the end of this race. Amir Guna is up to 3rd. Vedran is now down to 4th. Big Weir is going to try and go for a lunge as he here. It's going to maybe be all or nothing soon as he now tries the switcheroo. And there is just a wall of Formula 1 car ahead of him here as he goes round the outside of Amir Guna. There's contact between the two of them. And, oh, it's so close. And there's Apex just behind them as well. And there's Stinos as well. It is absolutely mental with this final lap of this race. There is around 5 drivers fighting for the 1 position on the final lap of this race. We'll go back to the front. Is Vedran got enough to get the move done? Is he going to go for the lunge? He doesn't. He was late on the brake, so he was as late as he possibly could be. We'll go back to this battle. It looks like we're going to see Mr. BT win the Chinese Grand Prix. We've got to go back to this. He does win the Chinese Grand Prix. Who's going to go for a move? Is Big Weir going to go for it? As Anthony said, the ending is brilliant. Apex is moved up position. He is going to beat Big Weir on the road side by side between Stinos and Apex. What's going to happen here as we come out the final corner? Apex is off the track and we come across the line. Apex gets 3rd place in this race. Exactly what he needs to do to carry on and win this championship. Big Weir moves down to 6th. He had such a great race. Stinos and Amir Guna, his championship rivals, are ahead of him. That is not what Big Weir needed. He's going to take away 9 points in this race. I have to admit, guys, Anthony, I don't know if you agree, that could have been one of the best finishes to a race on any F1 game I have potentially ever seen. We're going to see Phoenix come across the line now in 13th place. The Monkey Mafia got his first points in LFR today as H. Bosworth steals the fastest lap on the last lap. Isn't able to gain that point. No, he's not inside the top 10, does he? Crosses the line. Needy Combo is now coming across the line in 16th and last. As Neuro gets driver of the day. I will put up driver's driver of the day shortly. We'll just run through the final classifications in this race. So Mr. BT as a reserve takes the win in this race. Vedran gets himself a vital amount of points, 28 points for this race. Fantastic stuff from him. Apex Finley is in 3rd. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to get that championship done and dusted. Stinos is in 4th. 5th is Amir Guna. Big Weir is in 6th. 7th is Neuro. Bugs Bunny is in 8th, trying to help his teammate out as much as possible. Veloce Ayub is in 9th. The Monkey Mafia is in 10th. 11th is Warrant. Cairo is in 12th. 13th was Phoenix. H. Boss was 14th. 15th was Dazzy. 16th was Iggy Combo. 17th was Dr. Wolfgang. 18th was Crossfire Strikes. Tay Pasta was 19th and 20th. And last and out of this race as well was Trunders. The bottom 4 were did not finish this race. So thank you everyone for watching that Chinese Grand Prix. If you're watching it live or if you're watching it back, please subscribe. We're going to get as high as we can get until Christmas, which is getting ever closer. It's close to my birthday. Doesn't get so exciting when you're older, does it? But anyway, what will be exciting is tomorrow night's race, the final sprint of season 2 of LFR, and that will be at the Interlagos circuit for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Tuesday night. We had it for Monday earlier on in the season for a sprint as well. It's the only track that will be hosting 2 sprint events this season, so make sure to check that one out. Next week we're at Imola for the third to final round of this championship. It's almost over, and I think Apex is starting to firmly get his hands on that title. The ever closer we get. Thank you for tuning in, guys. So make sure to like, share and subscribe. Check us out tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll have Broomhandle or Big Weir potentially doing the commentary for that one. And if not, we do apologise. I'll try and maybe get a highlights reel up if we can't get a commentary team in for tomorrow. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I've been Joe, LGE King's Home. We'll see you tomorrow night for Tuesday night racing.